Stephen, I'm here with AJ, who is the head of Bill Cosby's security when he's here in Alabama. Thank you, AJ, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So how did you make this connection with Bill Cosby?
I guess it was more him making the connection to me in New York. We were having those anti-violence campaigns going around Birmingham, and we had one at 16th Street Baptist Church. And I guess people look at 16th Street as being a historical landmark because of the 4 little girls that were killed there in the bombings. Dr. Cosby came there, and he brought a television crew, and they were there doing interviews of people who had made a difference in the city. I was there. They asked me to speak, and I said exactly how I felt about Birmingham as a city and the crime that we're having here, and especially with our young people. Dr. Cosby, Dorothy Height was there. She's a Delta, and she's a historic female about civil rights. So I guess most of my heroes were in the room that day, and I had never met Dr. Cosby, but just to look at him and see him and to note the things that he's done for people and his giving, and him being one of the top philanthropists in this country, it was just iconic for me to be in the room with him and Dorothy Height at the same time.
So how did you make that connection where he asked you to head his security?
Didn't understand what was going on, so I'm not going to lie to you and tell you I did. What happened was a friend of mine named Andrew Wyatt was in New York City. Dr. Cosby invited Andrew to his home in New York. And some type of way they were talking about this guy. At the time I had braids, and they were talking about this guy who had spoke out in Birmingham. And Dr. Cosby and his, one of Dr. Cosby's aides were asking Andrew, did he know that guy who was speaking out, and he was so passionate about the young people and what was going on in Birmingham and what was not going on to help them. Andrew then told him, he said, I think you're talking about AJ. And then Dr. Cosby popped his finger and said, that's him. He said, I got to meet that guy.
So how was that first meeting?
The first meeting was when we had the tornadoes in Pratt City. Dr. Cosby came, and he asked Andrew to have me to be there. And I was already at the site because I was doing volunteer work for myself, to cleanse my soul, my spirit, to help my people. See, I'm not ashamed when people talk about black people. See, I'm not black. I'm not African American. I fought 20 years in the military for this country. I'm an American. So I have to do what I have to do that's in my spirit. So Jenny, to give you that, Dr. Cosby called my name, and Chief A.C. Roper was like, how you know AJ? And so he said, AJ, you here? Because Dr. Cosby can't see good out of his left eye. So he said, Andrew, didn't I tell you to have AJ here? And I said, here I am, Dr. Cosby. And he was like, boy, get over here. You my security. And it's been like that.
So how would you describe Mr. Cosby?
I would describe this man as iconic, heroic, a father set figure. I didn't say a father figure, a father set figure. A man of great integrity, a man of great wealth, a man who has a lot of enemies and a lot of haters.
Why do you think that is?
If you were a billionaire and you were black in this country and you didn't deal with your own type, per se, then you would probably be hated too. Hate is the conduit to everything that is not done right for people in this country, because we never look at the people who have a lot to ask them, why aren't they doing more? But we can always say what they should be doing, but what we're doing. Dr. Cosby is a rich and wealthy man, but then at the end of the day, he's only a man. See, we are so convinced that he's wrong because he hasn't been a part of our lives. See, but every Thursday night, if you're saying he's a rapist, every Thursday night, you let this man come into your home and comfort your children through a whole hour-long show.
Now, prior to this interview, you said you actually spoke to Mr. Cosby.
Talked to Dr. Cosby and Andrew White on a three-way conference call.
Why did you feel the need to call him?
I needed to call him because I need you to give me your word that I can go out here and say these things, because first of all, this doesn't have nothing to do with AJ. But it does have something to do with a person that I feel needs comfort at this point. Am I my brother's keeper? You damn right. I'm my brother's keeper right now, because for the simple fact, I'm not going to be like the rest of the people and say he is wrong without having his jury and the peer group say, hey, this guy's wrong and we proved him wrong. But I am going to sit right here right now and I'm going to tell you, Gina, that I'm going to say, hey, I don't believe that Dr. Cosby, his entourage, nor his wife should be taken back down this road again. This happened over 30 years ago. And you mean to tell me that Miss Camille Cosby, the matriarch of his household, has forgiven her husband? So now, what are we doing? Because my microcosm is this. How do you take a man and you say 26 women said that he raped them, date raped them? Okay, let's do that. Now, but let's flip it. Let's say that those 26 same women, they can't tell lies. See, we've seen this with Mike Tyson. We've seen this with Kobe Bryant. We've seen this with a lot of affluent black men. But here's my deal. Do we continue to go down this road without having any substantial things to put before the public?
What did Cosby say to you during that conversation you had with him prior to this interview?
He told me I could say how I feel because he already knows me. He knows me as a person. We sang Marvin Gaye's Trouble Man together.
So he's saying these allegations are not true?
No, that's not what I said. He said that he's not going to, number one, repeat these things again. That's what he said to me and Andrew. He's not going to go back through this anymore because he's already cleared his name on this once. Now you got one lady that's talking about $250,000. All right, my point to you, once again during this interview, I'm asking the public to do me one favor. Tell me why 26 women never met Dr. Cosby at his home, but they met him in hotels, they met him in other places.
When you were speaking about his wife, Camille,
Right.
and you said that Mr. Cosby did not want to bring her through this again, were you speaking to the time where he allegedly stepped out on the marriage?
I'm saying this right here. Dr. Cosby had no right stepping out on his wife. I'm saying that the marriage vows in this country and biblically are supposed to carry the weight of the union of two people, not the separation of two people. But I'm saying Miss Camille Cosby is so strong in the fact that she still supports her husband. See, when you put the ring on, you don't put the ring on just to say, oh, I'm marrying this guy because he's got plenty. Well, I thought it said in sickness and in health. And in sickness and in health, you could be sick going through what he's going through now.
Before we take a break and talk to you again in our 6 o'clock hour, let's address the times where you were a part of his security team.
That's correct.
After the Pratt City incident. What did you see during those times?
I saw a man that was not infinitesimal about the spirit of giving. I saw a man that was gargantuan in the fact that he wanted to give. This man told the mayor of the city of Birmingham at the church that we were standing on Tommy Lewis's church. It had been demolished. He said, Mayor Bell, what do you want to do? Our honorable mayor started to speak to Dr. Cosby about how they could help one another financially to get this situation rendered. They started going through different things. Dr. Cosby told Mayor Bell, he said that I would give you my list of philanthropists that would give at least $100,000 apiece to this situation. Then he said to him, now, and this is what really got me, he said, I don't want to help the middle class people. He said, I want to help the babies and the elderly.
AJ, we're going to take a break. I hope you'll stick around. We'd like to talk to you again in our 6 o'clock hour.
That'll be great, thank you.
Okay. Our conversation with AJ, the head of Bill Cosby Security when he's here in Alabama in our 6 o'clock hour. Stephen? Stephen, I'm here with AJ, who is the head of Bill Cosby Security when he's here in Alabama. AJ, thanks again for being here.
Sure.
You spoke to Bill Cosby before our interview. How is he feeling right now?
Hurt. A lot of hurt. but I'm quite sure he's feeling things that he can't really demonstrate, because how can a man of this magnitude, this greatness, and like I said, this iconic black male, feel good about people looking into his life like he's just someone who hasn't done the things he's done to help people?
Is he disappointed that not the crew from the Cosby Show has spoken up in his defense?
Well, I think he's more concerned about his major family. I don't think he has a right to think about what other people have to say. And I still go back to what I said. The haters are always going to they're not going to support you. That's what they do best. Here in this city, that's what they do best. The hate is never going to change because you are upset that he hadn't helped you. You aren't him.
Is he disappointed that his long affiliation with Temple now gone?
Right. The
He's military, the Navy.
Took back the award they gave him. How would you feel? See, I don't think that here in Birmingham, and I have to put it where I live because that's where I do his security. Here in Birmingham, the people have already prosecuted Dr. Cosby because of what 26 women said. And everybody said, well, 26 women, ooh, they can't be lying. Judas lied on the guy they called Jesus. And you ask the question, you say, well, why did they kill Jesus?
Did you ever see anything inappropriate at all during your detail with him?
I've seen Dr. Cosby with Jasmine Guy. I've seen him with Miss Pullman, Keisha Knight. I've seen him with Andrew. I've seen me take Dr. Cosby around to several women, white and black women, and I've never seen this guy. I've been alone with him in his hotel room. Like I told you, that's how I knew that he loved Marvin Gaye. And Marvin Gaye is my favorite male vocalist. And because both of them are storytellers.
So did you ever see anything inappropriate?
Gina, I just told you, if I had seen Dr. Cosby do anything inappropriate, I would have already said something. People know me in this town, and they know that I'm no nonsense for the BS. I don't have time for that because here's my deal. I believe in my own people. See, I don't have to go around with a sign around my neck saying that black people need to start honoring more black people and we need to start doing better about this. I already demonstrate that in my own life. And if I do that in my life, then it's infectious. And that's why people like Dr. Cosby want to be around people like me, because we're no nonsense. So to answer your question, emphatically, no. I've never seen him do this, but I can tell you what I have seen. I've seen females who don't even know Dr. Cosby ask me, AJ, can I touch him? Can I hold his hand? Can I go back to the hotel room with y'all? And I'm like, do you really know this guy? And as I said, I can go to the DoubleTree Hotel and pull up every rapper that I've done security for. And when you get to the hotel lobby, you can't tell me how it exacerbates across the whole hotel that every female in there wants to get to know Juvenile, 3 6 Mafia, Slim Thug. I mean, the number goes on and on.
So do you think Bill Cosby did what he's accused of doing?
No, I do not. But I do think that there were improprieties at the same time that had some effect of what's going on now. And the reason I'm going to say that, Gina, is this. What female do you know goes to a man's hotel room at 3 o'clock in the morning? Give me some idea of why a woman who doesn't know this guy, but this woman said that she has the potential to be a great actress and she wants to get to know someone of prominence. You know, this guy is one of the Forbes richest entertainers in the world, or most wealthiest entertainers in the world. Why would you want to go? You're a good-looking woman. Why would any good-looking woman want to go to a hotel room with Bill Cosby at 3 o'clock in the morning?
So you're alleging that maybe these women had ulterior motives and still do?
I'm not alleging anything. I'm telling you from my own experience, from being around people who of influence, I'll say, that I've done security for. I've seen people come from other places and just say, hey, AJ, can I go backstage with them? Juvenile was just at Iron City 3 months ago. He told them at Iron City how much he appreciated me doing his security. I took this guy to Gate City, Kingston, Avondale, and Woodlawn. This has been documented. This young man went out and talked to children, bought tennis shoes, and did everything else, and had a good time with them. Do you know how many females wanted to just touch this guy physically?
So Bill Cosby hasn't spoken because he's been advised by his attorneys, correct?
That is correct.
Do you think that's I mean, he has to listen to his attorneys. Do you think it would help him if he spoke out or no?
Did it help Larry Langford? Larry Langford was told not to speak by Michael Rasputin and Glennon 3, and he did, and you saw what happened to him now. He's incarcerated. So I think that sometimes if you're paying a guy to be your legal person, then you need to listen to him or get your money back.
Okay, finally, what would you like people to know about the Bill Cosby you know?
The Bill Cosby that I know is a black man, and I'm tired of people saying, well, AJ, why you say he's a black man? Because I'm a black man, and I feel everything he's going through. I feel it. Have you ever been lied on? I can raise my hand. Been lied on. Have you ever been mistreated by people? Mistreated by people. Have you ever been the person that started a Christmas program in Birmingham and now people don't even, they allege that you didn't do it or somebody else did it? If you've been lied on, Gina, as a woman, you feel it. We all feel what Dr. Cosby is going through because guess what? It's going to happen to the next person if you don't say nothing. So am I my brother's keeper? Am I going to be just like the rest of them who are slaying people and don't even know? I still ask the question, why did they kill Jesus? They killed him for the same reason they're killing Dr. Cosby right now. Because if you do right, if you help people, people come into your life for 3 reasons. They come in your life to help you, to harm you, or hinder you.
All right. AJ, I want to thank you for your time this morning.
I want to thank you, too, for letting me be here and to speak on behalf of a man that is across this country has uplifted and helped people. But I'm saying this in closing. Gina, if he's wrong, I'll be the first to say, Dr. Cosby, you were wrong. I was the first person to tell him that going outside of your marriage started all this.
All right. Thank you, AJ.
Thank you.
Stephen, back to you.